A general runs, not with pride, but with fear. His army gone, his power shattered. Dust clings to his skin, his breath heavy, uneven. He is no longer a commander, he is a man trying to survive. And then he sees it, a tent, quiet, still, safe. Inside waits a woman. Can you guess what story this is? Drop your guess in the comments before we continue. After the death of Ehud, Israel turned away from God once again, and because of it, they fell into the hands of Jabin, king of Canaan, who ruled in Hazor. But the true terror of Israel was not Jabin himself. It was Sisera, commander of his army, a feared warrior with 900 iron chariots. For 20 long years, Israel suffered under oppression. Farmers lived in fear. Travelers avoided the roads. Villages became quiet and empty. The people were exhausted, and finally, they cried out to God. At that time, Deborah was judging Israel. She sat beneath the palm of Deborah, between Ramah and Bethel, in the hill country of Ephraim. People came to her for wisdom and judgment. She was respected across the land. Calm, wise, fearless. One day, Deborah sent for a man named Barak, son of Abinoam, from Kadesh in Naphtali. When he arrived, she gave him a message from God. Has not the Lord, the God of Israel, commanded you? Go and gather 10,000 men from Naphtali and Zebulun. Lead them to Mount Tabor. I will draw Sisera and his army to the Kishon River, and I will give him into your hands. But Barak hesitated. Sisera's army was legendary. Iron chariots against foot soldiers. It sounded impossible. He looked at Deborah and said, "If you go with me, I'll go. But if you don't go with me, I won't go." Deborah studied him for a moment before replying, "Very well, I will go with you. But because of the way you are going about this, the honor will not be yours, for the Lord will deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman." Word spread quickly through the tribes. Men from Naphtali and Zebulun answered the call. 10,000 soldiers climbed Mount Tabor beside Barak. Below them, news reached Sisera. Immediately, he gathered his forces. 900 iron chariots rolled across the land toward the Kishon River. The ground trembled beneath them. Dust filled the air. To Israel, it must have looked hopeless. Then Deborah stood and spoke. "Go, this is the day the Lord has given Sisera into your hands. Has not the Lord gone ahead of you?" At her words, Barak charged down Mount Tabor with 10,000 men behind him. And suddenly, chaos erupted. Rain poured from the sky. The Kishon River swelled. Mud trapped the iron chariots that once made Sisera unstoppable. Horses panicked. Soldiers scattered. Fear swept through the Canaanite army. The Lord threw Sisera's forces into confusion before Barak, and Israel struck them down. Sisera abandoned his chariot and fled on foot, alone, exhausted, humiliated. The mighty commander who once terrorized Israel was now running for his life. As Sisera fled through the wilderness, he came to the tent of Jael, wife of Heber the Kenite. There was peace between Heber's family and King Jabin, so Sisera believed he would be safe there. Jael stepped outside to meet him. "Come in, my lord," she said. Don't be afraid. Sisera entered the tent, exhausted and desperate. Jael covered him with a blanket. When he asked for water, she gave him milk instead. Warm, heavy, comforting. Slowly, his breathing calmed, and eventually, he slept. The tent became silent. Outside, the battle was over. Inside, everything was about to change. Giles stood quietly in the dim lantern light, watching, thinking, deciding. Then, with steady hands and silent determination, she acted, and the feared commander of Canaan fell, not on the battlefield, not before an army, but alone in a quiet tent. Just as Deborah had said, the Lord will deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman.